So much work for y'all. Elect me to be the third man serving y'all. Understand your last pounds work for y'all. Cause so much hard for y'all. Mr. Ass hurting y'all. But I got so much for y'all. I'm setting up shop and knocking my competition. These artists that I'm against, you had nothing to do with it. Y'all cut like
I had the shovel and buried the old me. SATG. And fuck what you heard. We at 300 and we're on a new level. I'm on a new level.
How you usually like have
I
it
don't
set up?
know, just yo, for the thrill.
We out here.
Thrill.
Let's go for the thrill. We on
For the
podcast. We
thrill.
on his podcast.
It's a wake up morning talk. For the thrills.
Let's
I
get it.
appreciate you.
Want to wake up
This
shot
to a Thursday.
of nice water now. Yes, sir. Thursday.
Woo. Put some hair on my chest.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
All right. Yo, thrills. Appreciate you very much, man, for coming on.
I appreciate you for having me.
Last year, but like it's been like almost a year.
I
I stopped by your spot. We recorded for an episode 39 to be exact.
Yes, sir. Episode 39.
For the Thrill podcast. Then you said I was the first podcaster you had.
Yes, you're
On
the
your-
first
on your
podcaster
show.
on my show.
Don't know if you had any other podcasters after that, but still.
I've had.
you. And yeah, I've had a few podcasters on my podcast. Lele Marie, and DJ Baby Blue Diamond. I know you.
Yeah,
had
her team come through.
Well, you asked podcasts. I know
Yeah, podcast. Yeah, shout out to y'all.
Shout out to them, definitely.
I gotta get Lele on too. Shout out Lele.
Yeah, Lele Marie. She before she started her podcast, we kind of met online Facebook, and this was like kind of when she was in the making of doing her podcast.
Yeah.
And then she got on my podcast a little before, and then we just been supporting each other. You know, I make some of her flyers for her.
That's dope. That's dope. I didn't know
advertising.
you did that.
I'm not the best at it. I use what I have.
The flyers came out dope. I just didn't know you were.
And you know, I try to do what I can.
Right.
You know,
Sure.
but yeah, we do got a live studio audience. Live studio audience, give yourself a round of applause. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right, that is what we want to hear. That is what we want to hear. Those guns loaded. They always do the shooting in the back, never in the front row for some reason.
Why?
I don't know. I guess they pay for their tickets in the front row. We give the tickets away.
Speak louder for the people in the back.
Yeah, for the people in the back, we
speak louder for the people.
We give those tickets away. For the people in the front, they actually pay for their tickets. So yeah, I think those people that actually
you give them a discount.
No, they pay full price. Sometimes they pay double. Yeah, and it includes a free Sandburger.
Hey, I need one of those.
Radio World, we're in the Radio World. Let's go, Radio World. Recording for Spotify, most definitely.
Radio World, Spotify.
But yo, man, I thank you for coming by. I don't really have shit to say. Okay, so we're live. You know, when we went on your platform, what you do is you record. You still get on live on certain, platforms like TikTok and Facebook and stuff like that. So like that whole process is way different.
Yeah, it is.
You know, you can time yourself, you can take a break, you can, do all that stuff. Me, not that I'm lazy, I just fuck it. I just go for it.
Yeah, everyone got their own way.
We go for it. Yeah. Right now we live on YouTube. Hopefully people are watching. If not, they will watch. They will. We're gonna, get them to watch this. We're gonna get them to listen to the audio on Spotify, maybe Google Podcasts. I don't know. Either way, thank you. So tell me a little bit about yourself for people that don't know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I go by Thrills. I run a podcast called For the Thrill Podcast. I also do music and photography. I have an LLC called For the Thrill LLC, and that is like the umbrella to all of my network in there. Something fell over there.
Yeah.
I'm from Camden, New Jersey. Shout out New Jersey in the building. I've been in San Antonio going on. It's actually a little bit over 2 years now. Y'all been showing me nothing but love, Southern hospitality.
Right, so you've been doing a lot of networking.
Yeah.
within those 2 years, man. That's nice. I dig it.
Yeah. I mean, I met a lot of people through the networking, just going out to the clubs, to the shows. I met a couple artists like that. I met you through, I think it was online. I think
I think so.
It was through a post. I think it was something with Lele posted something, and I seen that somehow there we got networked. We got connected somehow that way.
Through mutual friends.
Mutual friends, yeah,
on social media.
But yeah, networking I just been going out there to these shows, like Lux. I met a lot of people at the Lux, but other places too. But I actually was out here in Texas about 9-10 years ago. Okay. I actually was out here for about a year, so I actually met a lot of people back then too. Back then I wasn't doing a podcast though. I was only doing I was doing music and photography. Okay. That's what I was doing back then. So I would go perform and then get off the stage and do some photography back when Ice Lounge was open. So I was doing, you remember Ice Lounge?
I've never been actually, but I heard of it.
Yeah. So I was actually, while I was performing there, and I will also get off stage and start doing pictures. And the owner of the club at the time, Ron Hicks, he actually pulled me to the side and said, "Hey, I like how you do both. Can you start doing photography for the club?" So I started doing that. So that's actually how I met a lot of people that I know now out there. Is back then as well. So
that's cool. Yeah, I dig it, man. I didn't really know anybody until I just started. I'd be like, "Oh, I got a podcast," and then people were like, "Podcasts," and then artists, I'll message them, I'll fucking get in their comments and not necessarily troll them, but be like, "Hey, get on my podcast, get on my podcast, get on my podcast."
Right. I don't think nobody says no when it comes to that. I think I've learned that. So
shit, I've heard that. No.
You heard well, maybe you asking. I don't know. Maybe you asking.
That's how I'm asking. Yeah.
No. As far as when it comes down to me doing podcasts compared to me when I was just doing music and photography, before, this is a whole different type of networking. Now I feel like I get more networking now that I do the podcast because more people are down to get on a podcast and network and stuff like that. When in turn before I was just doing music, the photography, I was getting my networking in, but now this is doing the podcast kind of amplifies the effect of my networking.
Yeah. It can sound good without an amplifier, but once you add the amplifier,
right.
There you go. A little bit more boom.
Yeah, a little bit more boom.
A little bit more boom.
5-10%.
Yeah, I dig it, man. Yeah, me, I've been, off and on the grid, just trying to really just get my life back on track. Dealing with crazy people in this world.
Well, I know last time when we talked when we was on my podcast, you actually stopped doing your podcast. You were in the verge of that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're doing it now. So I'm glad you're in this space where you're comfortable to do it again. What happened between that?
I think it's more of people not showing that value. It's some people just walk by a penny on the floor and they don't bother picking it up. Mm-hmm. They only pick it up when it's a quarter, $1, and stuff like that. But you got to look at that penny. It might be, heads up. It might be heads up, good luck, or whatever, type stuff. I think it was mainly not getting, not the recognition, because I knew what I was doing and I was recognizing myself and letting people know that, man, a lot of things that are going on now, stuff like that.
So you felt like your art wasn't appreciated.
Yeah, that's mainly what I think, or people just not really knowing what the podcast was.
Right.
And just wanted to get on just because their homeboys were doing it and because
they want to get a little shine or something like that.
Charging a booking fee or they're like, "Oh, let's get on the podcast for free," type shit.
Oh, that's another thing we was talking about with the whole the charging and then people try to charge you. They kind of try to turn it around and charge you. And wait a minute, you're giving them the exposure and the publicity.
There's some artists that I don't really fuck with them like that, but on social media, I'll comment on certain things about their music and.
So who you don't fuck with?
I'll get some things. You know, there's a few gentlemen here in the city.
A few here and there.
And they actually
San Antonio, Texas.
They actually been
210.
They actually been getting numbers and stuff like that, but it's just their whole cadence I don't like. Mm-hmm. You know, I just don't like how they stand.
Their persona.
Yeah, like I just don't like how some people fucking stand. Like and some people like.
Are these people that try to get on your podcast or what?
Some, yeah. Yeah, some people I just don't like how they fucking.
So like are you the type to like with me? If I feel as though like when it comes to my podcast, it's about getting people on to help promote, to help build each other and stuff like that. Like if there's somebody that I know, like, all right, it's giving me a bad vibe and I don't want them on the podcast, I won't have them on the podcast. Yeah. Even if they get Thrills, I'm gonna give you $300. Let me get on the money. Ain't an object to me when it comes to that. Like if it's somebody that I'm not fucking with, you know what I'm saying? Do you feel the same way?
If somebody gave me $300 and I was fucking with them, I'll let them know on the fucking podcast that I ain't fucking with them. But thank you for $300.
That's good.
That might end to, you know, some gunshots, like literally, like you know. But like
where y'all turn this? Where this going?
I really just want for artists that see what I'm doing to acknowledge it. Like man, I see you everywhere, bro. I see you, instead of just ignoring me when I message you. Like if I fucking reach out to you professionally, you know, give me a nice professional response, not just in the comments and shit. I get what you're saying. So they fuck with you through the comments, but when it comes down to you messaging them, it's that whole nother. You know, like that's what I want.
So you think it's like more of a like they're trying to like little publicity, like stuff like
some people.
Let me get some little bit of exposure.
I think some people really just don't know where I'm at. You know, like some people don't like coming to. Some people like to go to like they'll say like a professional studio or something that's not homemade type shit, or like, oh, you got that fucking microphone from Temu, like, no, like some people don't fucking.
That's not that. See, like, to me, that doesn't matter. Like, that doesn't matter.
Or it's like, oh, you listen to Both Thugs and Harmony? Who the fuck listens to Both Thugs and Harmony? Like, I get so many shit.
Both Thugs and Harmony are legends.
I know, but like, people are so.
Well, I mean, you must be talking about a younger crowd.
Yeah. I'm talking about some youngsters.
Yeah, it gotta be that. Like that just narrowed it down.
Yeah, it's mainly youngsters. That you know they don't like to pay homage. You know, they think their flow is some shit they created.
That's crazy.
You know, and it's not. You know, like a lot of these local artists here spit an image of their cousins or their little brothers or their dad or like some shit like create your own lane. You know, like find your sound first of all. Find somebody that knows your sound when it comes to producers, engineers, all that stuff that has to do with creating your art.
Right. You gotta learn your sound. You gotta learn yourself as a person.
Yeah. And then like when it comes to the videography part of that, you know, you'll meet different videographers. Some people, oh, you fuck with him because he gives you like a deal or, you know, this and that, or you fuck with this guy because his what is it, VFX, is that what it's called, or like I don't know, the visuals, like all these effects and stuff like that. Like to some people we don't need all that. Right. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's true.
Get what I want you to get the perception of this or that, not, you know, the guns in music videos. That's the shit I don't like. I try not to really even support artists that do that a lot. There's some artists that I do fuck with, don't get me wrong, because I like their music. But if you're an artist and you're trying to come to me about being on a podcast and I watch one of your music videos and all you do
took the guns on,
get the fuck out of here, because I know you're gonna bring that fucking weapon in my home.
The energy,
and I don't want that. I've had a gentleman and he brought a fucking
big old thing.
I'm like, motherfucker, like, where'd you get?
He thought he was shooting a music video.
I was like, bro, what the fuck? And you know, it kind of made me uncomfortable.
Right? No, I
You
understand
know what I'm
that.
saying?
Yeah. This is your home. Like
Some artists, some artists, I understand. You know, I've had other artists, let's say with a bigger name or whatnot, and that's just how they, you know, roll. It's a difference from protecting yourself or being paranoid.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't think you need an AK to even like.
No, like who you gonna shoot the whole block?
Yeah,
like,
that's crazy. Yeah, because definitely a 9mm kid would suffice.
And you're like, damn, did you really need 100 rounds?
I mean, if you got that much beef, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, but you know, I understand some people. They're like, oh, this guy goes live on his podcast, so if they know where Live in the BoneZone with Big Sam Hurt is, then they can pull up.
Well, oh yeah, that's
that's
a fact. That's a fact.
Street
niggas. Yeah, that's a fact.
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know what type of beef people going through. Like, man, they can run up in the door, they got the AK ready.
Yeah.
Or it could be a publicity stunt for certain people.
Yeah.
Like, they be like, because nowadays, almost anything can go viral. So, like, if someone got an AK and you think that could make the podcast as well as them go viral. So,
I'm gonna tell you a story. Busy Bone.
Story time.
He was on a live one day, and he had a gun because they were beefing, or not really beefing, but it was with like the Migos and 21 Savage and all this and that stuff. And he had a gun, and it was, they said, a musket. And supposedly somebody called the police while Busy was on his live, and the police came and this and that. He went and used that video, and a lot of people, how they comment about, man, he brought out the musket, like type shit, and used that on one of his songs.
That's crazy.
You know, because like social media is content.
Yeah, it's content. You know? It's all content.
So yeah, man, I'm old school. Next year I'll be 21.
Me too.
No, actually we're gonna turn 40. We're gonna be 40 June.
With the podcast?
No, myself.
Okay, you said we, so I thought the podcast.
Billy and I. Actually, we haven't even talked to Billy, but we're gonna.
What's up with Billy? How are you doing?
Billy's doing good. He's about to say hi right now.
Yeah. Let me talk to Billy.
Yeah, we're about to talk to Billy. Live in the BoneZone. It is I, Billy, on the board with THRILLZ CRUZ.
Let's go, Billy and this bitch.
Yeah, Billy was at first like a bother to me, but then Billy became really, really like my best friend. Here's a name I got off of the Ouija board. You see the Ouija board right there. You don't see it on this, but it's a name I got off of the Ouija board. It's just a story because I don't play it. It's just simply a prop. And Billy was the name that I got.
In the haunted house.
Yeah, here where we live.
In the haunted house.
In the haunted
house. The Ouija board was just a prop.
The house was built in
1884. 1884.
In the front for rooms, they used to do Mexican healings. You know, Mexicans, and they can kill anything.
Yeah.
And yeah, they used to serve coffee and beans to the cowboys that would ride up. You know, they're in a little wagon trail. This is early
historical.
Like
we're sitting in a historical.
Yeah, like you know, besides the old.
See, that's something right there. Like it's pushable right there.
Yeah, it literally.
Like no, seriously, you're in a historical house. Like
yeah, it could be classified as historical and actually get.
Can't you actually get that from the state?
Yeah, we can actually get that. That plaque. It's because the front porch was altered, and they put the concrete over that.
Oh, so
it has to be changed. All that whole porch that's concrete, and they have to make it wood again.
In order for you to classify it as so you tried.
I've talked to people. Yeah.
Got you.
My pops is actually the president of this precinct.
Oh, okay. Pops.
Yeah. And yeah, that's where we have the actual museum there at his house, where one day we're gonna introduce artists and videographers and podcasters to that, because it's definitely something. Like, you know, I have a little bit of memorabilia. My pop's whole house
is full of it, from
top to bottom, full of it. His unofficial slogan, I say, when people ask me, well, who do you have? I say, anybody and everybody and anybody. Some shit like that. It's been years.
I remember you telling me a little bit on the podcast. You were talking about and then the Riverwalk.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've yet to go back to the Riverwalk. I want to retire from that because the people, some people are amazing. I met amazing people there, but some of them are fucking dirty. They'll fucking do you dirty. Fucking do you dirty.
Like, they did you dirty while you were working?
Well, like, no, like at the bars or like they'll lie and shit like that.
Or you mean like people you work with?
Yeah, the fucking girl type shit. Even though like she's not your girl anymore. If you got a homeboy, you cool with somebody, and then like you used to date this person, you don't go and fuck somebody you used to.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of shit. Man. So.
That sound deep.
Yeah, it's good.
And I move just fine, trust me. So much work for y'all. Elect me to be the dirty man serving y'all. You spend your last hours work for y'all. Cause so much work for y'all. Hey, I feel that shit hurting y'all. But I got so much for y'all. From the clients I'm setting up shop and knocking my competition. He's already said I'm gonna get you. Can't be released out of the block and y'all cut like
had the shovel when buried the old me. SATG. And fuck what you heard. We at 300 and we're on a new level. I'm on a new level.
I would like to use like the way you do stuff like that. That would be dope. But the way I do it doesn't, I think, work the way like like if I try to do it this way, that I don't think that could go hand in hand.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to, because doing one is just like takes a lot of time.
Yeah, when it comes to recording and then editing.
That takes a lot of time. Sometimes I wish that I should just record it. Because even I think for my first podcast, I was doing the same thing. Like I think I was always editing my podcast. It was never really going live. I went live, but it was never like the whole podcast was, once it's actually out, it's the edited version.
Yeah.
And then the live version, like with the time that I do go live, I usually delete it. So basically, whoever watched it that time was like, all right, you watched it exclusive, you watched it. But if you didn't watch it, then you got to wait till the actual full episode comes out on Spotify, YouTube, or whatever. Yeah. Well, what I like about Spotify now is that you can do whole videos on there now.
Sure.
Yeah. You can put whole videos on there. So now it's YouTube and Spotify where the videos go. Yeah,
because what I do is I upload. It used to be Anchor.fm, the app, but now it's
now it's Spotify.
Now it's
Spotify
podcasters. And I don't necessarily use Spotify for artists. I use my podcast one, and I haven't seen that where you can do the videos and stuff like that.
Yeah, so that's actually, I use the same platform. I was using Anchor, now it's Spotify. I use that. So when you go, it gives you the option to upload the episode.
Yeah.
If you look on the other side, it will show you upload video. So now you can upload video. So now you can do that too, since you already operate with that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
The more the merrier, man. Like I told you before on my podcast, man, I'm willing to give advice. Take advice. I'm big on learning. Like I said, I see your setup is different than mine. My setup is different than yours. But any little thing I see off of your setup, I'm like, all right, cool. Let me get some jewels, man.
Well, what are some of the biggest things, like when you go into your podcast and you have an artist, like what are your biggest, they'll call them like points or whatnot, like, like some people, they have a set list of things. Oh, we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about that.
Well, you've been on my podcast, so I told you I don't script anything. Just like I see how you did. You don't script anything. You just go off the fly. Was it everything, life, death, and everything else?
That's my
That's the slogan. But yeah, same thing. It's for the thrill. We come on, we talk this shit, whatever. I usually like there's no points, but there's a main question I always ask. I always ask, what's your thrill? That's like my main thing, obviously, as a part of.
Have you been asked that question?
Have I been asked what's my thrill?
Yeah.
Have I? That's a good question. I might have, but I don't remember if I've been asked that question. Yeah. Like I might have asked it.
Let's ask it now then.
Yeah. Let's just
THRILLZ CRUZ, what is your thrill?
What is my thrill? My thrill is, honestly, I just like to learn, progress, get better. So like my thrill is like when it comes down to something, I become obsessive. Like like when it comes down to anything, music, photography, pocket, I everything I do, I learn it, and then I got to get better at it. So every time I do like an episode, the next episode is better than the first episode.
There you go.
Third episode first. So I believe my thrill is just finding that thing and getting better at it, whatever it is.
There you go.
That's a thrill for me. That's yeah. I don't know if anybody asked me that.
Right. I dig it. Knowledge.
I just like learning, getting better, progressing, no matter what it is.
Yeah. You ever you took a chance on something and it just totally failed for you?
Oh man, took a chance on something. I think it's throughout my life. And must have happened many times, man.
Yeah, but like anything
like big, anything big. Let me see.
Yeah, you know how like you do photography, but maybe like you picked up photography and you just fucking horrible at it.
Yeah, well,
thing that you know how to use the camera.
Yeah, so like when it came down, let's do photography for example. Like when I first started photography, compared to now, like now I feel like what the fuck was I doing back then?
Yeah.
So like when I first started, I was just picking up the camera and taking pictures. That's what I was doing. I was picking up, and I was getting gigs just by doing that. So but when I look back at it, I'm like, that wasn't it.
That's more than just that,
right? Right. You know, it's way more than that. So shout out to George Cadero. So George Cadero is my mentor when it comes to photography. And even a lot of things. I asked for a lot of advice. He's an older gentleman. My best friend that passed away, it's his father. So me and him, we grew a close bond.
I respect that.
Yeah, we grew a close bond after he passed away. Brooks, rest in peace, Brooks Cordero. But he's been in the photography scene. He owned a studio in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He owned his own photography studio. So I would go to him for advice. I always ask him, hey, what's this? And then it's funny, when I first started out, I'm like, hey, what's up with my, like, the type of camera I'm supposed to get? What is this and that? He said, all right, you got to get this camera, but you got to do, like, you got to know about the exposure. You got to know about that. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm just snapping pictures. So at the beginning of photography, I feel like I was feeling horribly. But I think was, like, with me, when I fail, I've always can turn that into a win. Like, if I'm failing, you're not going to know I'm failing. Like, that's how I maneuver. The pictures is gonna come out great, but then when I actually started learning, I'm like, this is a big difference. People should be able to see the difference. Yeah. So as I progressed, I'm like, oh wait, no, all right, now I see what you're talking about. You need this type of lighting. Lighting matters when it comes to photography.
Like the different lenses.
Yeah, at the beginning, I didn't. Right? Yeah, just lighting in general.
Lighting, okay.
Light makes a huge difference when it comes to photography. And before the lighting, I wasn't thinking about lighting. I was thinking about just like, because I was hustling. I was literally trying to make ends meet. So I'm over here trying to get gigs everywhere, here and there, trying to get photography gigs. So I'm like, to the artists, hey, $25, $50. Like, I was charging cheap prices for what I was doing. But then at the end, I was getting photography. Yeah. Now I don't do that. I don't charge cheap prices for photography. Now, like, I know what I'm talking about. And I know what it comes down to camera quality and what I got going on. Now when it comes down to a gig, like I just recently did a wedding. And that was a couple $1,000s. So like that right there proves to me like, that was back in the day, I wasn't able to do weddings. I wasn't ready to do weddings. For me, I was literally just doing little clubs. Yeah. Just taking regular pictures, people partying and shit like that. But now I'm at a different league where I I could do a wedding here and there, and the quality compared to what I've done before, it's a big difference. And I also know, like, I know how to say no. Like, if someone comes to me, look, I'll pay you this. No, I'm booked. I'm beyond. Yeah, I'm booked. I'm beyond that. Like, I can't do this for you for 50 anymore. It's not happening. Oh yeah. My skill level has risen. I'm not that person no more. Yeah. I'm not at that. I don't need the money no more. Like at that point in my life where I was hungry, climbing the ladder. Yeah. Now I'm like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm still like, I still give discounts. Yeah. Especially for like family, friends. I give discounts. But don't lowball me. Don't lowball me. Like, I'm not gonna do your quinceañera for $25. Like, I'm not gonna do your quinceañera for $50. I'm not gonna do your quinceañera for $100. Like, now, like, it's especially if you be there a couple hours. now I know my worth when it comes to this photography shit. So and when it like going back to your question, as far as failures, I feel like at the beginning, it compared to what I know now, it was a failure that I overcame.
There you go. Yeah.
Does that answer?
Yeah,
I went a little bit.
Shit, me, I've tried buying stuff wholesale.
Mm-hmm. Like the Gary Vee thing.
I don't know Gary Vee.
So, well, the Gary Vee, he was like he had this challenge where he had people buy things wholesale or even buy things from like flea markets and shit like that.
Okay.
But what you were gonna say?
Yeah, like just buying stuff on wholesale and trying to sell it like at the flea markets and stuff like that. And I had all this fucking product. I guess it's what I purchased, which didn't really like.
As far as like a fail for you, you felt like?
Yeah, like like I invested in like women's stuff because then I was in a relationship and she would do all the modeling and type shit, and I was like, all right, let's sell this. Let's see what we can do. But like, I ended up giving a bunch of that shit away.
Oh, you just
like here, I just don't fucking want it.
Right. Yeah. Well, see, when it comes down to that, like another fail I might have had was I was with you ever heard of them pyramid schemes where like they get you to become a part of their business and then you got to recruit people. I did that. That was a fail. That was a fail. Like at first it looked great and then like, oh God, I made $100 off this per year. We climbed the ladder and I'm like, yo, this is not gonna work. Like, it just like completely like.
I almost got into that as a youngster, selling like energy drinks. It was like some type of energy drink thing where you can be owner of these drinks, or so they say, like, oh, you own this, and then you go and get other people to own this. And
so that's kind of similar.
You don't own shit.
It was with me. It was before actually. Damn, this is gonna like shows how old I am too. But like it was like before the FaceTime era. Like it was before all that. Before all that. It was we had like videos. It was little videos, like portable screens with videos where you see people like before FaceTime. So that's what made me think it was hot. And then it was like a telecommunication company. Okay. And we will own, like you said, own the drinks. We really at the end of the day, we really don't own it. So we owned our own business, but we really didn't own the business. We were just working for somebody else, making them the money. Yeah. It just looked good to us. It looked good to the people we sold it to. But once you get to like 5th, 6th, 7th, 10th person, maybe you start looking at it like, yo, you putting all this work and you're making this person money. You can do a lot more for yourself.
Yeah, that's kind of when I learned, like, you know what, you can always do things for yourself. Yeah, 100%. You can be your well, now they'll be like, oh, be your own boss, and like, you can work for yourself, and you can be either like an independent contractor or you can be a freelancer. That's something that I like, that I've learned, that because I would do a lot of job hopping recently, and I'm like, why am I going to commit to one job when I can get on these apps? It's like for like temp work, and I can provide my services to all these different companies. Right. And they love me. Some of them, they love me. They request me to work these certain events, and I don't really have to commit.
So it's like you being your own boss in a way. Right?
Yeah. So it's fun. I think I might have committed to a job, but it's mainly on the weekends, so that's not like a full-time commitment. Because I still want to, commit here, and then figure out days where I can bring my food back again. Because I get people that are still like, hey man, if I bring up anything on social media about food, people think I'm automatically selling food again.
So, but you don't like plan on doing that anytime soon?
I want to, but really with the cost of beef right now, they're gonna be getting some turkey burgers at this point.
But turkey burgers are healthy.
Yeah. Who really likes?
That might be the niche, though. You might have to go for the healthy crowd because every crowd has a niche.
Right? Yeah, true that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if the world has billions of people, go for the million of people that want that turkey.
Yeah. Or I might not even tell them it's turkey. I'll be like, oh, it's my new recipe.
They might be allergic.
It's dog.
No, that's fucked up.
No, yeah. Dog is not a delicacy here.
Not in this country. But other countries.
Other countries. So we're gonna go to other countries.
Then you're gonna have to go to that niche. That's the niche in that country.
We're like, hey, this is actually a corn dog.
A corn. Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Dog with some corn on it.
That's all right, man. I do appreciate you, man. One thing I do want to ask.
What's up?
I got these little cards right here.
Okay. What got going on here?
This is called which of these?
Which of these?
Which of these?
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Some of these questions I'm not gonna say, but some of them I am. It's like,
where you get those cards
from? You really want to know? Chick-fil-A.
Shout out Chick-fil-A. Maybe they'll be a sponsor, right?
Right. I need a sponsor. All right. Which of these have bird wings or have a fishtail?
Fishtail.
Fishtail. Okay. Which of these run out of ice cream or run out of cookies?
Run out of ice cream.
Run out of ice cream.
Oreos.
All right. Which of these watch a sunset or watch a sunrise?
Watch a sunrise.
Watch a sunrise. Yeah. Right. Which of these dance in public or sing in public?
Dance in public.
Dance? Oh, you know how you dance a lot?
I'm dancing, so but I'm not a singer, so
okay.
Definitely go to the dance house.
I can see you maybe doing like a head spin or something, windmill, where you do like more pop and lock type stuff.
Nah, not even. just dance. Like, you know, like now you just sit back and let somebody just dance on you.
All right.
No.
I got glitter on my dick, bitch.
Nah, some reggaeton and shit. You know?
I dig it.
Nah, man.
that's my dad's thing. He says, I got glitter on my dick.
Just sit back, sit on the wall. No.
Yeah, right. All right. Plant a fruit garden or plant a vegetable garden?
Fruit.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Play an instrument in front of a crowd or speak in front of a crowd?
Speak in front of a crowd.
Which of these have rain every day or have snow every day?
Oof. That question can get deep.
Yeah.
I mean, snow. I love snow, but if it snows too much, you can be snowed in.
There you go.
So it depends, but I still go snow.
Yeah, I still go snow. Oh yeah. All right. Which of these, vacation in the city or vacation in the country?
Vacation in the city.
All right. Which of these, be too cold or be too hot?
Be too cold. I need to sleep. Fan on, AC on, everything.
Yeah.
Cold or not, give me a blanket. I'll be all right.
All right. What about this? Have a sweet treat or have a salty treat?
Sweet treat.
Sweet. All right. Which of these, live in outer space or live underwater?
Live underwater.
Yeah, that might be outer space.
All right. We can get a little bit deep and we go there.
I know, right?
The firmament, no.
Oh yeah, we've been watching it, but that's one thing that trips me out about TikTok. It goes.
Look, we even talk about it. We already know where it's coming from. Man, that shit be crazy. That shit
on the other side of the North Pole is actually
Antarctica, right? Like, wait a minute, and they say shit that make you really believe that shit.
And then they have that sound, the whole
right. Like, bro. It be trippy, bro. Yeah, it be trippy as fuck.
All right, which of these? Be really, really tall or be really, really fast?
Be really, really fast.
Be really, really fast?
Yeah.
Right. Which of these? Climb a mountain or swim in the motherfucking ocean?
Swim in the ocean.
Swim in the ocean? Okay. All right. Which of these? Fly in a rocket ship or fly in a hot air balloon?
Oof. Bro, I would love to do a rocket ship.
Yeah. As long as that motherfucker comes back. Huh?
Right.
All right. Which of these? Sleep with the light or sleep in darkness?
Dark. I need darkness when I sleep. I definitely need darkness when I sleep.
Yeah.
Yes,
I think only time I can sleep when it's not in darkness is like on a road trip.
Yeah. If I'm on a road trip and that moving makes me, I can just pass out. I throw on some shades and I'll be all right. I just pass the fuck out. But at home, I need it to be dark. Like darkness. I can't. I'm not the type of person that can sleep with the TV on. Like I mean, I fell asleep to the TV on before, but I can't. Like
it's not like mandatory.
Yeah. Like I usually turn off the TV because if I keep TV on, I'll be stuck on it. Or even the phone next to me, I gotta put that away.
For me, I think I have to sleep a certain way and have a certain ear out. Like I can't sleep with my head facing right. That's some reason. Like I have
that's
to
a new one.
With my head facing left. I don't know because I hear better on my left side, but
so you hear more?
My head, my mind is like, all right, you're alert. And then when I sleep the other way, when I try to,
you living in the
house? I don't hear what I need to hear.
Oh, so you prefer to sleep on the side that you don't hear too well, or you prefer to
Where I
sleep on?
do.
Oh, you prefer to sleep on the side you do hear well.
Yeah, like let's say like.
So you gotta cover the ear with more noise.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like I cannot sleep. Like if I try to like.
Is it a comfortability?
I think so, but like. Does it like I don't know? It just maybe it's a mind over matter thing.
I seen this podcast where I'm big on podcasts. Like I actually watch podcasts and like other than just do them. So like earlier I was talking about Joe Rogan, but I seen this podcast with Dick Gregory. You know what Dick Gregory is?
No.
So if not TikTok,
yeah,
look him up. But anyways, he is like very big. Well, anyways, he was to what you were saying, the way you sleep. He was saying that the way people sleep has to do a lot with the world alignment. So if your body moves this way, is because the spirituality and the way your body moves. I don't want to get it wrong what he said, but you gotta look him up.
Let me make sure this sound is working real quick.
Oh man, what he said, but
there it is.
It's working.
It's working.
Oh, we in there.
All right, the audio is working. Yo, we are we are being streamed on StreamYard. StreamYard is gives me the power and the ability to go live here, go live there, whatever you pay for.
StreamYard, shout out StreamYard.
Yeah, we do got that little logo up top of my head, right there.
Right there.
Right there. That's one thing I want to get into, like being like a news anchor.
What?
Like type news or get into actual like radio.
Yeah.
Where
what's your like the way you do your different voices? I think you should do that, man.
I've been trying. There were some places that were hiring and looking for like stuff like that, but they like require like certain amount of
media
education
and shit like that.
and this and that. And I'm like, I got a podcast. They like laugh. They like don't respond to you at all. They're like, like you need.
You try like actually like recording yourself, like on like doing like you know how if for example when an actor has a resume but they have like an acting resume and like they include acting scenes, maybe you should do like something with Billy and the Boards and just do little clips of just the sound and send it to them instead of just we're on podcast. You just send them the clips like hey just so they can hear that how you sound just. What's the worst thing that happen? They don't reply to you again.
True that. They're like, oh, we don't want you. We want Billy.
We want Billy. Yeah.
We want Billy on the board.
Just have create a whole new. Do you got Billy on the boards? Counts or no?
No, my TikTok used to be Billy on the board because I never really like did much, but everything is all Big Sam Heard now.
Gotcha. Everything's like converted to that.
Yeah, just. And then the Billy that I try to keep it kind of like nostalgic type thing and stuff. Not people actually think that I have two personalities and actually go by two different names and stuff because
you want the people to think that.
Well, I want them to know that I am Billy on the board, but the voice, but the whole idea of Billy came accidental, the name and everything.
Yeah, I think you actually told me about that on For Thrill. About how you created Billy.
Yeah, and because like presence and the whole like believing in certain entities and all that stuff, and Billy was the name.
That with Ouija board.
Yeah, that was the name that I got, and. We just are there to protect Billy's name.
No, but you get into character when you say that you sound like a radio personality. When you actually get into that, Billy on the Board's character, you sound like a radio person. That's why I say I think you should do clips of you as Billy and just send that to them. Just send that.
Just the audio.
Yeah. Once a week, once a month, just keep sending them different clips of you just talking as Billy.
Yeah, for a while, when I first did the audio podcast, I would have conversations with myself and back and forth myself and Billy, and people actually thought it was two people, and then when I did the video,
because you didn't have no video,
it was just audio, and then when I started doing the video, people were like, they weren't interested anymore.
So people like literally, you saw like the traction fall down. Like, oh wait, now people not fucking with me.
Yeah, because they know that I'm having a conversation.
So why don't you just create a whole like Spotify audio channel with just Billy?
Just Billy.
Yeah.
I think because
I just name it Billy on the board and just have.
It's kind of hard for me to hold a whole conversation under that voice.
Oh, okay. Well,
I could do certain.
Start losing your voice.
Yeah, I start cracking, and then it doesn't sound as consistent or sharp. And I wanted to like, where people are like, oh, he's trying too hard or he's trying too much. I still have to learn how to really, really
control it. Yeah.
Control
like
that.
Singers, like when they use your belly.
Yeah, but for the most part, Billy is there. Now he like helps me with like ideas. He helps me with the flyers and being creative.
He helps
for the
a
most
lot.
part. Yeah, he does.
He helps behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes, when I say like, we like, oh, us here at World Podcast, it's just me, the vessel, but it's more than just
right.
More than just me.
Like earlier I told you, I like to learn. I like to, get better at my craft. So since you've been doing a podcast, Jaren, you're like what, hundreds of episodes in?
Yes, and we probably deleted like 20 to 30 episodes.
Right, but you
maybe more.
Yeah, you should little episodes in. So what's like the most you've learned throughout this process of doing a podcast? What's some gems you could give me and give
probably that we don't need everybody's support and we don't need everybody on our platform. We get a lot of people that might be hot for 1 week and then they quit rapping or they stop music or they're going back to their baby mamas and their baby mama doesn't let them rap in the basement.
You cannot rap no more, boy.
Yeah, you're like, no, you cannot, you're not, or like just really some people not taking it serious and looking at it as a business.
Right.
Because you get a bunch of artists that they'll pay their sound people, they'll go to the studio and pay for people to make them sound better, and they'll pay a videographer to make them look better, but they won't pay somebody to support them and do promos and play their music and do all that stuff.
And that's important.
For me, that's important. I learned that, okay, you don't need just any Joe Schmo on your platform. Like, really, really be decisive on who you have on your platform. First of all, on who you let in your home, because not everybody has good intentions.
That's one thing I'm big on. Yeah, that's one thing.
Because I don't have any type of weapons except for a machete. That's the way I was raised. In
my house, I keep the stick with me. Like, I'm from, like, if Camden, New Jersey, my people from my city know what type of area I'm from. So, like, I was just raised on it. I got cameras all over my house. I know you probably see the cameras, like, coming to the gate. There's cameras everywhere. And, like, some people be like, yo, you just, like, you way too cautious. Nah, I need to be this way. Like, you never know. Like, even if it don't even have to be somebody like, most of the time it's someone that's betraying you.
Most of the time,
it's someone but it could be like someone could be a crackhead or something, and they just come around just breaking their house.
I'll tell you what, here in the West Side, we got a bunch of crackheads.
Yeah, I be seeing them on my Ring camera all the time.
Dopeheads, whatever the fuck. I do got a camera outside, and I got a camera inside. But for the most part, like, I've had some stupid people. Yeah. But since my neighbors are nosy as fuck, like,
is that a good thing though? They
kind of not.
Do they protect you?
Nah.
No, it's all.
I think they're at the point where they're like, "Ooh, this guy's doing drugs or selling drugs or making drugs."
That type of no, damn.
And at a point, I had a bunch of girlfriends, so they were in and out. And now we're all here together, or whatever, having fun, partying. And
what was it, about 3? How many girlfriends you had once?
Really, it was just the 2, but I had other ones.
Big Sam Herbie doing big things over here. Only
like,
fries.
Only fries. Yo, that's what I'm gonna give them. Just only fries, because I know people are hungry and they gotta eat.
Right.
I can, get a big old 5-pound sack of potatoes and flip it.
This guy.
That's my thing. I perfected my my seasoning for my fries.
Yeah.
Like, of course, it's like bought seasonings, but then I mix it, and I'm like, oh, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and a crack of this, and a crack of that.
When it comes down to the Big Sam Herb recipe.
Yeah, like to the spec of your product, because you have like a certain something, like let's say with your podcast, you have a certain, okay, this is how we do this is how we do that. That's it. Same thing with my food. Like I prep on my patties a certain way. I add a certain, I kind of they're smash burgers, but I pre-smash them. You know, instead of keeping them like a little, like, I'm not too sure. I'm sure you had a smash burger before, right? What they do is it's a little ball, a round ball.
I don't think I got into detail with
okay, but but the smash burgers, it's usually like the ball, and then they flatten it when it's on the grill.
Right.
I flatten it before.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't have a conventional stove. You know, I can't throw fucking 20 patties and smash every single one. Right. So what I do is I have a secret trick on how I smash my patties, but they're like, you know.
That sounded so funny.
No, well,
I got a secret on how I smash my patties.
I use actually like a bag, like a bag, HV bag.
You don't gotta give away.
You know, like because they're like.
He's like, now I want people to think that I'm doing some fucked up shit.
No, it's
sit on
it was there was a restaurant called Luther's that was around. They were around recently. This was over on St. Mary's Street. I think it was St. Mary's or Main Street, one of those. And this restaurant called Luther's, they used to make their own patties, and they used to flatten them with like a plastic type thing. And the closest thing I ever got to that was a plastic bag, HV bag. Because for the longest,
it's a specific bag.
HEB, yeah, bag. It can't be no Walmart,
right, gotta be HEB.
or no corner store has to be HEB.
Gotta be.
Because for the longest, HEB and their logo was a circle, and I used that circle as a template for my patty.
That's funny.
And I would flat it a certain, you know,
right.
And then I get the wax paper and put it, and I have fucking stacks like fucking patties. But that was
the main reason you stopped was because of like the inflation and shit like that, or what?
Yeah, and because I was doing the podcast a lot, and I couldn't really be making burgers while I'm here with, you know, somebody, and then or the lady was working, I couldn't leave because we have a baby, or people wanted discounts too much. And it wasn't, you know, that food costs. I wasn't paying with food stamps, the food, you know. If I had that shit for free, then that's different, you know. Then maybe we flip that government cheese, but we weren't. So it kind of took a toll, mainly with my prep. I'll get people that I'll try to do the pre-ordered stuff, like, oh, pre-order your burgers, yada yada. And then I'll make burgers at a certain time for people because they'll be like, all right, bet, I'm going to pick it up at noon Thursday.
I mean, were you making a good profit, though, like off of it?
Profit, yeah. Yeah, I was making profit. I got my burger, my whole meal cost down to a good amount. That way I can at least make, you know, 3.5, 4 times our
right.
Your
return on investment.
Yeah. Okay. Like, and that includes everything to the actual food and the wrappers and the boxes and my my seals, you know, for my burgers, like my actual.
So including everything, it gave. Okay, that's dope. That's dope. But now with the inflation, it kind of like hinders it.
Really,
or it's more time.
It's more of the time, Gotcha. More of the time and my tools that I have, you know, because I cooked everything on a small thing. I think if I invest more into, let's say, like a bigger type grill or like a Blackstone flat top, or really that's all I need, and a better fryer. I think maybe the product will taste a little, probably a lot more better. And then when your food tastes better, then you can jack up your prices a little more.
Right.
You know, and then you can buy better quality of buns and stuff like that. Because for a while I was trying to figure out, okay, what's the spec on the buns? What are the spec on the pickles? Like,
right, you gotta actually break it down. Yeah.
And like, okay, are you gonna stick with this cheap mustard because nobody notices, or you're gonna use a better Heinz mustard, because people do notice? And then you know, shredding my lettuce wasn't the big issue either, but I'll get people that didn't like shredded lettuce, and I'm like, fuck you. Like, who doesn't like shredded lettuce?
Right.
Like, to me, shredded lettuce is like confetti. You know what I'm saying? And when you think of confetti, you think of a celebration. Like, yeah, because you have it. You like, when I make the burger, I just throw fucking lettuce on there, and
hell yeah,
it just.
Now you making me hungry, man.
For me, I think when you show that love and you wash the lettuce and you dice it up, I tell people it tastes better. I tell people shredded lettuce tastes better than leaf lettuce, and it's fucking same lettuce.
That's funny.
You know, but it's we with our eyes and stuff like that. And
no, that's facts. It's facts. Everything is image. Like, it matters how you even like fucking. If I take a picture of my food with a fucking whack ass camera, and then take my picture of my food with this nice ass 4K camera, that's a big difference of how you present your food on display.
I think that's one thing too. You know, not having the best quality of something, it kind of waters down your product, because you want for people to see it and get that first initial like.
Right. I mean, you see commercials all the time, like you see a fucking sandwich from McDonald's or Burger King, but when you go to buy it, it's never really like that picture. So,
but the thing is, I want to actually make it look
all the time
how that shit, you know,
all the time. When you get it, it's like this.
I get people and like, let's say they order from me. I had a guy, he ordered from me like once a week.
Yeah.
And he was like, man, you make this shit
once a week. That's
you know, at least once a week. You know, and I would deliver to him, and maybe it was like twice a week sometimes, and he'll order two meals, and he was like, man, it tastes the same all the time, like. All the time,
that's a good thing. That's what you're aiming for.
I stick to my spec, you know, like the wrapping and whatnot. Sometimes will be different because all depending on where do I get my to-go boxes, or where do I get my bags. But for the most part, I try to keep the product all the same.
Oh yeah,
that's like the same, like with you, with your podcast, with your music, with how you present, you know, your platform. You know, you're on a bunch of different like social media outlets, and I see you like on Instagram. You got a decent amount of followers on Instagram and supporters and stuff like that. So it takes time.
It does take time.
It takes time, you know. But once you have that method down, that spec, if you will.
Yeah. No, that's facts. See, like what me, when it comes down to social media, like. I'm still, obviously, we're all still figuring out. I think it's always a learning process. So, like, right now, I think I'm getting, like, I'm at that point, a stage where let's go for the podcast. Like, now when it comes down to podcast clips, I'm getting better at my podcast clips. Okay. Like, the way I put it down, I add a few words to it. Just because, honestly, I've been on TikTok. And I've been, like, every time I see something, I take a little bit off of something that I go, if I go on this podcast or I see these people doing this, I always try to learn off something. I'm like, that's dope. So then I'm starting to do these clips where they're getting a little bit more traction of just how I'm presenting them. All I'm doing is presenting them how TikTok presents them, how they, and I'm just following the same format, just adding a little bit of my twist on it. And then I'll just put like that and get a little bit more views, get a little bit more following. But overall, social media, like you said, you got multiple platforms with we're on podcast, Live in the BoneZone, Big Sam Heard. So like with me, I got the MC THRILLZ is my artist page, the For the Thrill podcast. My Trademark Studios, I actually do graphic designs as well. Okay. That's another page that I utilize. My personal page, like all these pages, I'm just learning how to use them all together, because before I was kind of chaotic with it. Yeah. So now, like, I literally have a master to do this now. Yeah. So like, I literally have a Monday through Sunday, and every week, Monday comes, Music Monday for me. So I'm working on all music stuff. So I literally create posts for the week on my music page. Then Tuesday, I usually work on my podcast. When it comes to Tuesday, I try to focus on editing. Edit my podcast on Tuesdays, post content for podcasts on Tuesdays. It just like works better for me to have it formatted like that. And then Wednesday, it'll be Working Wednesday. So Working Wednesday, Working Wednesday is literally what I need to do around the house, stuff like that. And then it's Thrills Films Thursday. If I need to do any photography, if I need to hit anybody up for a photography gig or anything like that, that's what I do on Thursdays. For the Thrill Friday, whatever the fuck I want to do on that Friday, whatever content I want to create on that Friday, that's usually what I do. But when I put it like that, it literally helps me work better. Like if I just Monday through Friday and don't do nothing, it's like if I just try to I'm gonna do this. No, it has to be music Monday, podcast Tuesdays, working Wednesdays, Thriller. Because if not, I'm not gonna be as focused. I have to name it those things, and I gotta stick to it. So I usually try to go like that and work around it, because you gotta work with all these fucking TikTok, Instagram, fucking Facebook, and like I try to stay focused. I try to post something on each page, whether even if it's not now I'm at the point where I just post a question, or two a day, and then post something else,
just something, right?
But I try to keep it relevant to that page. So if it's on my music page, I try to keep the content based off of music. Or if it's on my podcast page, it's really open when it comes to podcasts. So I just do different shit when it comes to the podcast, but. Based off my analytics, because you can look at Instagram, everything is growing. Everything is growing. So now that I'm like more consistent, I'm like everything because there was a time where I had so many people commenting in before. I kind of fell off like when I had like some very fucked up shit, like family members pass away. I just fuck all that shit. Like it was just like fuck Facebook, fuck Instagram. I just didn't want to do nothing. And like it was like a year or two where I stopped doing shit. And I just I noticed I lost those fans or that audience per se, just because I didn't stop. So the algorithm, the algorithm is.
I hear about that. We're trying to get into that, all that learning, and be like, oh, you gotta post a certain amount of something to actually.
Honestly, what is honestly, I feel like what is working for me now, I don't know if you saw it, but I posted that Facebook's been messaging me about your increase keeps growing and growing is because I'm literally I'm following the algorithm. And I feel like I'm literally learning the algorithm because my increase, and not just followers are starting to grow. I'm getting new followers all the time. I'm getting an increase of interactions. On my music page, I'm getting more interactions on my music page, and you can see it. So I would just say do it like you gotta do a job, like at work. I work for my day job. I work for a bank. So in a bank, we gotta look at analytics and see our growth. So I'm trying to do that same thing I do at the bank. What I do for myself. So when I look at the analytics from Facebook, just literally look at the analytics and try to do it a little bit better than you did yesterday. If you do that every day, it's gonna grow. Yeah. I can even show you some shit. Where the hell
we're gonna take a little break real quick.
Just fine, trust me. So much work for y'all. Like me to be the dirty man serving y'all. You spend your last hours work for y'all. Cause so much work for y'all. Mr. A, I feel that shit hurting y'all. But I got so much for y'all. I'm setting up shop and knocking my competition. He's already said I'm a bitch. You had that can't be released out of the block and y'all cut like the.
Have the shovel and bury the old me. SATG. And fuck what you heard. We at 300 and we're on a new level. I'm on a new level.
I'm on a new level. Oh, so is that is it a certain time and it drops again?
No.
How did that work right there?
I did it on.
No, but is it a certain time because they just reset?
No.
The intermission?
No, I can make it pop up.
I'm just fine, trust me.
So they don't see us while that's going on.
No. Or hear us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's how I did that.
Okay, that's dope.
But yeah, man, I do enjoy just being on the podcast and having a fellow podcaster because we kind of understand how it is sometimes. And remember, we do got a live studio audience. We've been ignoring the live studio audience.
Live studio audience. Hey.
Yes.
Shout out to the live studio audience.
We love it when they come prepared. But man, I do appreciate it.
Appreciate you, man.
Being live is, for me, it's kind of like either you're gonna make it or you're gonna fucking crash and burn, or you botch something. And people remember it. People always remember when you fucked up, but people really not as much remember when you do something amazing.
No, that's fact.
Oh wow.
Right. You
But
say you
as
do
fuck up.
99 things right. That one mistake, that 100th mistake, they'll put you on blast for type shit. See, I think that with me, like with my podcast, that's why I reverted to like just edits because like I've had people come on the podcast and say some shit they didn't want to say.
Yeah.
Like really some fucked up shit about like a previous business owner, partner of theirs.
Or like a management
shit like that. And me, like I'm like, all right, I don't need this to go viral.
Yeah.
I'm not trying, like, all right, let me take this out. Like before they even say anything, I point it out because I edit my shit all myself. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I don't think they're gonna fuck with this. So let me just take this out. Because what usually people tell me, you probably get the same thing when they're on the podcast. People get comfortable, and they like usually it just becomes like with my podcast, and I see the same thing with yours. It's a genuine conversation, and you just talk. But some people get to the point where they say shit they wouldn't say on a regular.
They're like, nah, fuck that motherfucker.
Right. Like, oh shit, wait, we got the cameras on. Yeah, we rolling.
We forget, like sometimes whenever I'm here at the house, we're just like somebody chilling, and we're in this room. I gotta tell them, so I'm not recording anything, because I get people and they're like,
oh, they think that you trying to go viral.
No, or like because I live down the street from the county that I'm fucking an informant or a narc or type bullshit.
Oh, they think you trying to be like, what's this guy?
He's trying to set up nobody because, or they'll be like, oh yeah, he's over there.
Oh, why? Because you got cameras and shit.
Yeah, or like
I haven't got that.
Because it's so close to the jail that they're like, I bet we can trap somebody here at this location, or some shit. Like people think that that people are actually trying.
I mean, it might be people like Vlad TV.
Yeah,
they say the same thing about him.
He's a cop.
You believe that too?
I know he be warning people to snitch.
See, look, he's one of the believers and stuff like that.
I know he be the artists that he be getting on. They stupid. They bad stupid. They tell him themselves. That's the reason why he gets blamed for it.
I believe that. Like a lot of people, how they I guess snitch on themselves.
Yeah, I think it might be. I believe there's people out there do. I believe it might even be podcasters that do that. But like, I mean, you would have to be making some type of money. You would have to have done something wrong in order for you to get off of whatever situation you're going through to do some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, but like, I mean, people think about that. Like, you're up and coming. You're not like, it's not like you're
like
news right now.
Like when some people like purposely say questions because they know it's gonna start some shit.
Oh yeah.
Like if they know, like if I know, like, okay, these people are beefing or some shit like that, they can mention that person, and then it's gonna.
Well, no jumper.
That person.
No jumper.
I heard of him.
No jumper does shit like that. Like you see on his podcast, they bring Crips Bloods on there, and then he starts asking about each other, and they start talking. See, I think when it comes to podcasts, at the end of the day, if you come to someone else's platform, like I'm here on your platform right now, if I say something that incriminates me, that's my fault. That's not your fault.
Yeah.
They know cameras are rolling. We got cameras rolling.
Yeah.
You know you're coming to a podcast setting. Be smart enough not to incriminate yourself. Yeah. I think you should do that. I mean, like me, like I said, I edited a lot of bullshit out. But at the end of the day, you as a person, as an individual, as whatever the fuck you are, you should edit your own shit out. I mean, like, don't say it when I say like
you still have
you should be responsible for you as a person.
Self accountability.
Yeah, self-aware. Yeah, accountability. Be aware of yourself and don't go like snapping on you because you put this out. And even if you did go viral, motherfucker, that's your fault.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people, like, that's all they're trying to do. All day trying to just get content that's controversial. Or
do you think anybody in the city is doing that? Any podcasts in the city?
More like those media type platforms.
Is there like anybody big in saying something that like really does like viral content like that?
There's some of those media outlets
and they
stuff like that.
Like you seen that ask questions.
I don't follow them purposely because I don't want to see any of that stuff. But
they're like hardcore with it.
Yeah, like they'll post about an artist, this and that, or yada yada yada, and then.
But like a negative? You mean like negative about the artist? Like an artist.
Or like if an artist is writing about something about real artists getting paid or not getting paid, and then somebody takes their little snippet off of their live or whatever, and then they go and use it on their platform.
So you think that's not okay?
To which its own. If they want to do that.
So the reason I asked is because I'm thinking about creating another platform, which is called 40 Throw Media. Okay. And I was thinking about like creating like what they do, like TMZ type shit and stuff like that, and start using like, I mean, it doesn't have to be negative, but it could be like, oh, we got this big artist performing here, we could take that clip and put it up there. But the reason I asked that is because I feel this is how I feel about media stuff. If you're a media platform and as artists, like when it just comes, let's just do artists because that's mostly like the main thing when it comes down to artists. Yeah. Like you take an artist's content that they put out personally and you repost it. I think that's just media doing media's job. But there's stuff that I don't agree with. Like it could be some shit that's literally sending that artist in a fucking hole that might fuck up their, life type shit. But I think media that needs to be put out. Like I think if you're a media company, you're allowed to put out media. But I don't know. I'm just trying to.
I think you're allowed to put whatever because it's your opinion on stuff. But like when it's
it's not even your opinion.
Yeah, when it's like I'm like how you share it,
right,
and how you
right. You
like
could
that,
sway
like
sway the
exactly.
You could sway the
like if you're gonna just have a part of a conversation, have the whole conversation. Right. Not just what you want people to hear.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
I've seen that a lot too. I've seen that.
Some of them they do it, for that click.
Right. That's for the viral.
Yeah.
Those viral moments.
But then some people they've had, let's say, bigger local artists on their platforms, and when they do the interviews and stuff like that, they're not long interviews, but it's a name, you know what I'm saying, like a bigger name or whatnot, a local artist, somebody that has traction, or they'll say motion or whatever, and then sometimes it's a nobody talking about a somebody, and that's what draws attention.
Right, like, the clip.
This guy talking about this person, and then people go and they want to watch it because they want to see who this person is talking about. This person that they love so much dearly. Right, so that's the type of stuff you're talking about. Yeah, I got you. If you have something to say about somebody, say it to their motherfucking face. Right. I wasn't raised on social media or all this stuff. Like I was raised in the 90s. Here in the city of San Antonio and the projects. If you had a problem with somebody, meet them motherfuckers at the class, at the playground, at the basketball court. Go to their house.
See, and I think a lot of people do that. Just a lot of it's clickbait. I mean, we living in the era of clickbait. Yeah. That's what this era, 2023, is all clickbait. Like, and who knows what the future is gonna look like when it comes down to
that's crazy, right? And and the thing is that we don't really have to be the ones to worry about that. It's our children and grandchildren that have to be the ones that have to worry about that. But we should prepare them for stuff like that. We should educate them.
No, facts.
And I think a lot of things that go on social media reflect how our kids act.
No, that's
you know what I'm saying? Like if all they do is they're scrolling on social media and see ass and titties all day long, shaking ass and this and that. When they grow older, all they're gonna want to do is shake their ass and pop their pussy.
Right, that's all. It's based off of what you learn as a child, and you start seeing it. Because it's so much things like that are becoming normalized. That's normalized.
It's normalized.
They're seeing it. Oh, this girl, this big artist, whatever her name is,
guns and drugs.
Talking about guns, shaking her ass. She's famous for shaking her ass. I mean, if you got OnlyFans, do what you gotta do, blah blah blah. But like, at the end of the day, people do gotta know they're influencing other people. They're influencing kids. They're influencing. Fucking artists are influencing the world. Like, and then, the power is crazy.
And then those artists go and say, "Oh well, don't listen to my stuff." Then that's the only advice they got for people. Well, try like adjusting something, not be so revealing. Try a different method. Like it doesn't hurt. You already have those supporters. Like at the end of the day, either they're gonna bring in more supporters or you might lose a few. Right. I'm okay with losing some people because I don't support a certain something,
Right.
or I don't, you know, cater to a certain somebody, or I'm not like, well, I'm not technically kissing ass, but I just support what I love. You
Right.
know, like when it comes to Bone Thugs and Harmony, I'm not all day long on my podcast just playing Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Right.
You know, I talk about how much I appreciate them. The only, you know, like I do get some people that I have on Facebook and social media that know me because the BoneZone,
Right,
you know,
right.
and I pay homage to Bone Thugs and Harmony and whatnot. But I'm not like a Bone Thugs and Harmony media outlet where I give you the latest updates on, you know, this and that. Oh, Crazy Bone is in the hospital. Oh, Crazy Bone's out of the hospital. Oh, you know, stuff like that.
You're not going crazy on media.
No,
but you're a fan of them. Like,
yeah, definitely. A fan, you know, I want to one day work with them in whatever way. But for some of those media outlets, I think they purposely ignore certain people because they don't have to cater to them.
Right.
You know, I feel like if you're in this and it's on the World Wide Web, you're fucking catering to everybody. Everybody.
No, definitely. Yeah, I think that's why, like, I mean, I use as many platforms as I can. Like, I mean, I think we all need to do that nowadays. Like, fucking, that's why we gotta use TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Fucking, I don't think nobody uses MySpace anymore though.
Is it still?
Yeah, it is. I think it's just like a music platform, maybe MySpace now or something. I think it's like just based off music.
And there's like a Thread is a new one too.
Oh, Thread is with Instagram.
Thread,
Instagram and Facebook owns
X.
Thread. Well, X was Twitter.
Twitter,
formerly known as Twitter is X.
But now it's just X.
Yes. Why do you think it's just that? That's
because it's a platform where now, like, you can freely be like free to do whatever.
Like Reddit. Like Reddit.
No.
Like well, I mean, X. I mean, I guess
it's strictly for like OnlyFans people.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, I know X is not only for
not just
like
for
Snapchat,
but it
like,
is rated X,
like,
so that makes sense. Rated X because they can show ass titties on like literally on X you can show ass and titties. Twitter like you can show ass and titties like literally.
That's crazy.
No, literally they had you can see somebody fucking somebody else on X.
Just scrolling and be like, oh shit.
Yeah, well they got
this bitch is getting fucked.
No, yeah, literally you can, but I think they updated with like you got to update your settings for you can see more shit. But like literally, if you scroll down, you can.
I'm updating my settings.
You can see a dick suck, like you can see a pussy getting ate.
You're like, hey, that's my dick getting sucked. What the fuck?
Why she post that?
I'm on my profile. My bad.
But yes, it's crazy. But think about that. Like how media come along, where it's literally a major media platform.
Like sex sells, sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Yeah, and you could just watch sex down your timeline. I mean, Instagram is one thing. You see ass and titties, but X, you literally see like nothing on them. Like you literally see you see everything's out. Everything's out. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining, but hey, to each their own. But
thinking of doing that, I gotta let my sex tapes leak. That way we can get some type of
make some only fries money.
Yeah, for real though, I was thinking of doing that and just have me just frying fries and shit. Like that's how you see
it's crazy
on my OnlyFans. Just this dude really just.
Did you see about the teacher? That she got fired for having OnlyFans.
Here locally? Was it here locally?
I don't know. Was she locally?
I think that person locally was actually banging the student.
Oh, no, I don't know about that. That's crazy. I think I heard of that too. But but the chick she got suspended for doing OnlyFans, and then Adam from No Jumper, the famous one of the famous podcasts, he got her on the Plug Talk, and then his wife banged her. So now she's probably
I think I heard about some shit like that.
Yeah, she's like
because doesn't that Adam guy his chick does porn? Or something
and then he just let her fuck
some guy, right? Like, talking shit, whatever, and he's like, he should be happy I let him fuck my wife.
Right, that's crazy. But all of that, is clickbait too. But but his whole channel is all clickbait. That's all he does.
I understand, like if you don't give a fuck about the person, but if it's your wife,
like you let your
you know
wife.
What I'm saying? Like if it's my wife,
and his wife was happy.
She's happy sucking some other dick. Like, fuck that noise.
Yo, that's
like,
crazy.
you know, some of us we're okay with like those open relationships, and if that's what they have,
Yeah. Well, I
no
mean,
problem.
I mean, he fucks women all the time. Like before he even let her, he fucked probably hundreds of women before. Like they fuck women all the time together.
Yeah, yeah.
And then there was a time where he let her fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Which I mean, it's different though from when it comes to male to female. I mean, like
the ratio.
Yeah.
So for every 100 girls I fuck, you get to fuck 5 men. You can fuck them all at the same time if you like.
But for a man perspective, that's crazy to us. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know, right? It'd be like, she's a whore.
Right. Honestly, I think women might be stronger, bro. Like,
oh yeah, definitely. they give birth to children.
Right. Yeah. And
I've seen that several times. No.
Like literally, she saw multiple women fuck her husband, and then the one time she gets fucked, the whole internet blasts her. Like the whole internet is blasting her in their relationship. But we support the man. Like we support.
That's crazy, right?
We're like, yeah, do it. Go do it.
Yeah, 100 bitches in 100 hours.
So it's biased, basically. Like people in this world is biased, and they only like it's a battle of a sexist type of thing when it comes down to judgmental, being judgmental.
But see, I seen this clip where this guy was saying he was saying it made total sense to me. Maybe it's a guy thing, but he was saying that when it comes down to men and women, the reason why women are called whores and men are what you call it, huh? Players, yeah, you can say players and get like congratulated for fucking multiple women, because at the end of the day, when it comes down to a woman, it's easier for a woman to go fuck a man than it is for a man to go fuck a woman. So like we put in work. Like we put in work when it comes to women. I mean, obviously we have the women that like that we fuck with. That we
you're right.
You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to like literally a woman could call a man and be like, let's fuck. Like,
let me suck that
like
bitch.
but when it comes down to a man, we gotta put into that work. Like, all right, I gotta take this bitch out.
Like, I got $100.
Or offer some money. Like
let me get on that website real quick.
I don't do that for the no, but nah, seriously. Like when it comes down to shit like that, it's true. Like we gotta put in the footwork. Yeah. We gotta put in the footwork. Yeah. But the woman could literally be like if the woman and especially she bad and she call you, yo Steve, come tear this pussy up. What you gonna do?
I'll be like, about it? Let me call you back. I gotta call my girlfriend and see what she thinks about this.
But for a guy can't just call, like, especially a woman he just met, yo, come suck the shit out of his. Like if I just met this chick, I'm not gonna. But if a girl just met a guy, she can do that, and the guy most likely to do it. Yeah,
I believe it. I believe that like a woman can, go out and to a bar and let's say, baddest bitch, and she can just eyeball somebody.
Right.
And then he's like,
right. It doesn't matter. Anybody in the bar, she most likely 9.9 out of 10 she'll.
But then the guy.
Yeah, but if a guy we gotta put in work.
He probably have money.
Right, gotta have money. You gotta buy her a drink, buy her homegirl a drink, buy her homegirl's homegirl a drink, and then like, all right, let's go. All right, we're going home.
Yeah.
You not fucked up enough? Let's get you another drink. All right, cool.
They fucking get home and then the guy has a small penis and she's like, oh man, all this shit for a fucking small penis.
Damn.
That's and then she still
does
it.
Her whole night.
She still does it. She's like, all right, fuck it. Fuck it.
She said, you already bought.
Let me find my tweezers.
Damn, that's fucked up.
That's some crazy shit, because men, we're like, all right, I'm gonna get some pussy. Like, I wonder what women think. Like, they're like, yeah, I'm gonna get some dick. Like,
I think
they probably do have conversations like that.
Yeah,
right?
I'm sure. I even had like female friends, like cool friends, and most of like them are like fucking guys, bro. Like they just like, especially like my cool female friends that I spoke with. They talk to females like we talk to.
Yeah. See, I haven't really had much females on the podcast, but I think when I do, I'm gonna start asking them a question. Like, if you had a penis for 24 hours, what's like what would you
After
do
this,
in those
I'm done
24
here.
hours? Like,
Kick your
you know,
folks
they're
back.
gonna be like, shit, I'm gonna go
They
and
died.
No,
something.
you
But
only
like,
got one person.
I never
That's all
really
I
like
know.
talk about that, but like sex is something that sells. Sex is everywhere. It's in
Like, you
subliminal
can close it off.
Disney movies and shit.
You know, yeah, like the Lion King, sex in the air.
Sex.
But I mean, they edited it out of the new scenes.
Yeah,
We got into a whole nother shit topic. But
yeah, for real.
Only fries went to X, went to Twitter, went to fucking orgies.
But
And,
it's all in the same thing. But
yeah.
yeah, catch the orgy at 12 live on X.
Live on X.
I don't. I think I have a Twitter account, but I don't remember.
That's
it.
the only platform that I don't use as often. Like
Yeah.
X, I don't use that as often. Like I have it, but I don't use it as much as I do Instagram, Facebook,
Yeah,
or that TikTok.
on the
He
TikTok.
doesn't blog a lot.
Yeah, I get on TikTok and then I get off, or like I'll use it for the templates and stuff like that, and to pretty much just get the graphics. Like that's what I use it for.
Yeah, that's why I go on X for, to get the graphics.
Yeah, on X. So oh, look at this graphic. We're gonna download this graphic twice just to make sure.
Nah, just kidding, y'all. For the free.
That's wild, dude. That is wild. Yep.
But I know a lot of people like they say they work with Twitter X and they use it often and they say you build fans. I mean, I think it's like every other platform. You just gotta
It's how you use it.
how
Right?
to utilize it. Yeah. And I think that's all we
Yeah.
like as creators. That's what we hear. We just here to create and.
I think maybe if I had like more of like a sex appeal and shit, I think maybe I would take advantage of that shit more.
Mm.
You know,
Mm.
like you know how some people like man, like some men they're fucking bulky as fuck, never have a fucking shirt on, or if they do, it's like just a little something.
Yeah,
and
have
they're
to-
like, yeah, I just came from the gym, girl. You know what I'm saying? We're about to get in another workout right now, or like some like talk smooth and shit like that. You know.
Oh, you
Like-
see, I haven't really seen no men's OnlyFans, but the women's OnlyFans.
Like
So
I'm
I
sure,
can't-
like,
I wouldn't be
like
able
for
to.
man.
I think
like,
you would have to study. It's weird, but you might have to study the men's OnlyFans in order to.
like what do
figure
they do, right?
Like,
They
because
just-
I know, like even coming to think about it right now, when I watch shit like that, it's never like shows the man. It always shows the women's ass bent over.
yeah.
It never shows really the man at all. It just
They'll
shows
show like the torso.
right. It never shows. It always shows the woman. Like so, I can like even think you saying that triggered that. Like wait a minute, when do we ever see the man when it comes to
Yeah, all you see is like the shaft.
right? You see,
Not that like I want to see penis and stuff, but like when
What
it
the
comes
fuck
to
we
being
talking about this
professional
morning,
and trying to create a fan base, like there are women out there that like skinny guys, or they like guys that only have beards, or like
well, some women like
type
fat
shit,
guys.
like,
Some
yeah,
women like
that
it's all types of fucking what you call it? What's the word? Fucking
fetishes.
Fetishes.
type-
There you go. Yeah.
Well,
All
what
types
people
of
are
different-
attracted to,
some
like-
people, like big guys, small guys, like
They're like, oh yeah, I like feet. Like, bitch, I'll show you my feet all day long if you like feet.
yeah, women like some weird shit too, man.
That's crazy, right? Or they
What's
like,
the most shit you heard from a woman that was like kind of weird?
from like just a random person.
From it could be a random woman. It don't gotta be
Oh,
a
just
girl.
that like she likes to fuck. That's it. Just like, oh yeah, I like to fuck. I can fuck random people and this and that.
See that. I think that's normal in a sense. But the worst thing I heard from a female.
Oh,
What
some
they-
guy like he liked to like have people shit on him
Oh, that's sick. That's
Like-
sick.
to the point where he sees the shit come out of her ass.
Damn, we might get banned on my feet. Good thing you turned off the
Sorry.
TikTok. I'm glad you turned
what
off
was it,
TikTok.
Facebook? Sorry,
Yeah, I think I'm glad he.
But
turned off-
yeah, that's like from people that I've
that's
No, and-
that's kind of sick.
you
That's
know,
that. I think that beats the cake. Like the worst thing I think I've heard is I mean I don't know if that's the worst. I don't know.
people like that.
I don't know
shit.
if you categorize what's worse now
Yeah.
in society, but as far as the most craziest shit I heard was this chick said that she loves to fuck men in the
like
ass.
pegging them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
That's a turn on for some
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
It's like, you know, and then some guys they hear it and they're like, oh shit, what's her name? I gotta hit her up. Like some fucking
yeah,
people
that's crazy.
are like that to which
To
it's
each their
own.
own. To each their
If
own.
they fucking want
I'm not judging you.
somebody to,
There's other people. There's a whole lot of people that can judge you.
yeah,
I'm not gonna judge you.
but then you know what? Some people will say, "Oh, but is that gay?"
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
Am
not
I
having,
wrong for saying that?
but some people will say like, "Oh, well, I'm not getting fucked by an actual man.
No, it's still
It's my girlfriend
no,
fucking me
no.
with a plastic penis."
Yo, imagine if somebody just clipped what you just said and just put it out.
Oh yeah, I know, right? Fuck off. We were like, "Oh yeah, oh my girlfriend fucks me." Like, no, motherfucker. Like, we ain't doing
Yo,
that
imagine
shit.
if just someone.
And
See,
you-
that's the type of shit that like
Yeah,
we talking about
the
earlier.
videos, yeah,
Yeah,
like-
they'll take a clip like that of just you saying that part. You like getting
And I put it in a loop and
Right.
shit, making a song, be like, beans and bologna.
and you just saying that over and over again, and then you know what? They'll buy it.
That's
Yeah,
fucking
because
crazy,
most
right?
of them won't do the research and watch the full podcast.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that to myself now. I'm gonna start.
You're gonna go fucking viral tomorrow. Like,
I was sitting there like, oh yeah, but you know what? For some men, they like that.
yeah, I'm
They like
sure.
it. I don't know
sure.
if maybe they have tendencies or maybe something happened to them as a young adult
Right, I don't know.
where, but anyways, like if you enjoy stuff like that, I need to get you on the podcast. I need to interview them.
Right, he wants
I
to
want to
know why.
know why. What?
He's not. I don't think he's offering anything. He just wants to know.
No, no, I'm not offering.
Hey, you don't want him to get the wrong idea,
Yeah, no,
especially after that viral clip goes out.
oh yeah, no shit, right? Check me out on Only Fries.
Oh
And I think,
shit,
like,
that's hilarious.
Social media and this whole internet shit,
Crazy right now.
it can make somebody and it can fucking break somebody.
Nah, hell yeah.
You know, and I hope this episode doesn't break me and it doesn't break
Nah,
you.
I don't think so. I think we're good. I think
It's
we're
all for good entertainment purposes.
good. Entertainment purposes only.
And that's what it is for entertainment purposes. Please don't use this for your pleasure, or use this for your pleasure. It's okay. Like whatever
We're on podcast.
whatever floats your boat. Yeah.
For the thrill exclusive.
Yeah, for real, man. For the thrill. If you use it for the thrill, like yeah, watch this, play this back. Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
Good times, good times. How are you over there with that tiger? Yeah. I have a tiger. I have a tiger here in the home. Yeah, you could throw her on the floor. She's all right.
I thought it was just for decoration.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Nobody,
she's been
don't
abused.
fuck with it.
She's been used and abused.
Well,
You wanted to fuck with it.
One of those kind of cats.
whoa.
Yeah.
The tiger has been
Yeah, it don't matter. It don't matter. Yeah, it's also another prop here.
Another prop.
Nah, I like your setup though. I like the way you got this setup, man.
Yeah. We pay homage to Bone Thugs. We let
Yeah.
people know how current they still are here.
Facts.
You know, Busy Bone will actually be here in the city of San Antonio December 9th at Fitzgerald's.
You
That is
going?
a show. That's a show put together by John Chandler. He goes by Fatal. He's going to be celebrating his birthday week, and that is supposedly his last show he's putting together. Don't know, but we'll find out. Busy Bone is headlining that show. There's a bunch of local artists that are on that bill that I do support. So
Okay.
I'm going not to support them. No. Fuck all these local artists. We ain't supporting none of these motherfuckers.
There's another clip to cut
Yeah.
out.
No, I ain't going for none of you motherfuckers. I'm not showing up until Busy Bone is getting on stage.
Right, but walk in. Busy Bone just been announced. Let me walk in.
Yeah, like, no. We're actually in a Busy Bone music video.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, for like a second. But we're there.
Who's we?
Me, Billy. Now myself and one of my
Okay.
buddies, one of my boneheads.
So when you say we, you refer
yeah,
to the
Billy goes with me.
We're on
everywhere.
podcast team, right?
Yeah, and one of my boneheads, Eric, that we went to Houston.
Oh, that's
we
dope,
were
that's
in
dope.
his music video. Took a while, you know. We were there chilling with him, talking about.
What video?
They Don't Pray. It's one of his most recent
Gotcha.
songs. I'm in there for like a second,
Hey,
but
that's
you know, we were there for a good amount of time, just chopping it up with
Oh,
them.
my friend. Yeah, you told me that's when you was gonna talk to him. Right?
Yeah, that we went to talk to him. We're trying to get him on the podcast, but I think it might be a little easier when he's here in San Antonio to at least talk to him there. But everything costs money. We might have to get a meet and greet and all that stuff. So
Yo,
We'll
talking
see how it
about
goes.
getting like special guests on a podcast. So I had this time where You know, Little Ronnie, motherfucker. Throw that ass in a circle.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So
I know that song.
Okay, so I went to a show. It was by Charles Lewis. He threw the event, and literally, like, I'm over here networking. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how he looked. So I'm talking to people. Y'all laughing already, right? But I'm over here networking, talking to people, and I start talking to Lil Ronnie, motherfucker, without knowing who he is.
Is that his name?
Little Ronnie, motherfucker. You motherfucker. Yeah, that's his name. What you thought? I'm just calling him a motherfucker. You thought we?
Yeah.
No. So
can't forget the motherfucker.
Let's shorten it down to Lil Ronnie. But anyways, I'm talking to him and his I don't know if his partner, but he does music with him now. But it's the guy from Throw Ass in a Circle. And I'm like, yeah, y'all got a podcast that done. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, you can come promote. I'm here to help local artists. Blah, blah. They're like, yeah, we should definitely get on your podcast. Yeah, give us your phone number. So I got his phone number. I'm over here texting, and then come to find out he's who he is. And I'm over here like when the show's like when he's about to leave, get on stage. My peoples goes, you know that was Lil Ron motherfucker throw that ass in the circle, right? I said, nah. I feel like an asshole, bro. I felt like
I know him.
I'm like, was this guy in my head? I'm like, yo, was he trying to play me? Right? Is he saying that? But they were really trying to get on the podcast. So I think they were actually humble. Like they were being humble.
Yeah.
They weren't like, oh, fuck this guy. He don't know who the fuck I am. Trying to ask me if you want to get on his local podcast. Like he was literally like, they was like, oh yeah, let's get on there. But I think just the timing didn't work out. Because I even talked to the promoter. He was trying to get them to come to the podcast, and it might have been a something with money involved too, but they didn't mention it. But I'm pretty sure it had to be something like that. But if they would have mentioned it, they would have told me probably to discuss something. Yeah. But it just at the time it was just like mad weird because like yo, I should have known who this guy was. I'm coming to the show where he's the main act. I'm here. I just never literally paid attention to his face. Yeah. So I'm talking to the guy, his person, and his friend is like, his friend is with him that does music. Like, yeah, let's get on, get his number, blah blah blah. And bro,
I still watch it.
I've been to shows where
I was like, yo, I'm an asshole.
Yeah, I've been to local shows with local artists, and I'm chopping it up with them, and they talk about the music, people they met, and then it turns out, oh, this person is this person, and I'm like, I try not to get starstruck.
See, that's how I am.
Because when I'm in those environments,
I don't trip over like even during like if I see like celebrities, I'm not the type of person to be like, oh my god, I literally talk to people regular. Like I'm like you're a person, I'm a person. Like I appreciate meeting these people and I appreciate talking to them, and I might get like, oh damn, this feels good to meet these people, but I never just have like, oh my, like I'm not praising them. Like I'm not like you know.
If I go to a show, I don't really have my phone out. Mm-hmm. Like if I'm not recording the whole show, I don't have my phone out. I'm not taking pictures. Every artist, take a picture. I probably should, but I don't. You know, if somebody sees me and they know it's me, and they're like, "Hey, Big Sam Heard, I'm in the BoneZone, Big Sam Heard," or "We're on podcast," or whatever the fuck. Ariana John. You know, if they see me and they want to take pictures, that's different. But I don't be like, say, man, you MC THRILLZ, can I take a picture with you? Right. Like, I would say, like, what's up? Like, hey, man, nice to see you. You're out here networking, because you're going to remember that. You know, we can look at a picture all day. Right. But
like you're for the moment, enjoying the moment.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm there for. I'm in there to enjoy the moment. Hopefully, the live music. You know, I know how some places have tables and stuff like Lux. You know, they have a crowd, and a lot of local artists, some people know them, some people don't. Right. I like to be in front and listen to them and give them my eye contact. But I also give them my I support it or not, like, because I look at them, you know, I'm an artist as well, deep within, you know, so I always hear it. And like, if I feel like I can put on a better show or performance, then I take a few steps back. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If I really ain't digging it, smoke break. You know? And that's how I see it.
Speaking of that, can we? Is that allowed? Are you allowed to smoke or?
Yeah. We smoke hemp.
Are you 420 though?
No, we smoke hemp.
Okay.
Hemp
420.
Hemp, of course, is a nice alternative compared to the real deal, Texas has not legalized. So yeah, hemp is what I smoke, of course, when I'm on the good old WWW. That's what I said. I just said the W.
I thought he was gonna say WWE. I mean, I just caught up on some WWE. You into wrestling, man?
Oh man, I love wrestling.
Yeah, man. I actually just got back into it.
Wrestling,
and
Mark.
I feel so nostalgic. No, seriously, like I just literally just went back
in the 90s.
I got Peacock, right? And
okay,
Peacock, you can literally watch all the episodes. And I literally went back like months and started watching everything.
Yeah,
you know, like all the joints, and I'm like, yo, it's so much. It's different. Like it's a different world now.
It's still the drama.
Yeah, but it's different. But it was like nostalgic because I just see The Rock come back, Cena come back.
But they're all going back to Hollywood now.
Like
everything. Writer's strike is over.
Oh yeah. Now it was off. Now it's over. Yeah. Now they're gonna go back, huh? So John Cena taking his ass back. So
we'll see. Hopefully, you know.
I don't know. WWW just triggered my wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
My inner wrestling child was like WW. Yeah. Say E. No, he didn't.
Oh yeah, they're like get the F out.
That's right. Get the F out.
Yeah, I do got a championship belt that's signed by a current wrestler. And throughout my time, I met a few wrestlers. And,
like a WWE wrestler?
Yeah, WWE. Finn Balor.
Oh, Finn Balor. Yeah, Judgment Day.
Yeah, Judgment Day. He signed an Intercontinental title.
Are you going March 4th?
Hopefully, yes. Or if not, we're gonna work the event. We've been doing like events at the Frostbank Center, working Spurs games. We already worked SmackDown when they were here recently.
Oh, that's lit. That's lit.
We worked Chris Stapleton. I try to work a lot of those events because they like the way I work. Okay. So sometimes I'm down in the bottom levels or like the
so you exclusive.
So I'm trying to get my face seen by somebody that is a name, and they be like, "Oh shit, what this motherfucker doing here?" I'm like, "I'm actually working the event." No, because I want when people see me on just a podcast, they're like, "Oh, he's just a podcaster," but I want to do more than just that. Like I want people to see me at shows and be like, "Oh, this type of player, he's an artist too." Like, I want to go to these open mic nights,
right?
And show them what I got on an open mic.
Do it, man. Do it.
I want to start doing that stuff.
I've noticed like when I introduce myself to a certain way to certain people, that's what most of the time people see me as. So if I met someone as an artist, when I see them again, it's most likely, how's the music coming on? This and this and that.
Yeah.
But when I introduce myself as a podcaster, it's like, hey, you got more podcasts coming out of this.
Yeah.
I notice however I introduce myself that first time, like first impression and everything, is usually what people stick with.
Yeah, that's the same. Like I want, just to like, let's say like on my podcast, we have the privilege of playing our stuff.
Right.
Be like, oh, check out this artist, yada yada yada. Yeah. And you don't even say it's you, and they hear you, and this motherfucker over here always just playing his own shit. He don't ever talk about any other local artists or this and that. I don't want to be that person.
Right.
I have it in my intro a little bit. That's a feature that I did with Snoop 300. Shout out to Snoop 300 as well. But I try to let artists know that, man, I love to do features with them. Can I pay for those? Probably not. Mm-hmm. But if somebody does something pro bono, you better believe that I'm going to return the favor either with the podcast, continue to support you, continue to promote you.
I like that.
Stuff like that.
See, that's how I am. That's how I am.
It's not like I'm just doing shit for free. Like,
exactly.
I'm constantly trying to share your stuff. And try to like get you gigs if I can.
That's dope. That's similarly how I work. Like if I have like someone that come on my podcast or something, usually I'm like sharing their stuff again on my story or somewhere on my Instagram. Their stuff is getting shared, and there's not even them asking me. I'm just going through the timeline. All right, let me share this stuff.
Yeah.
He came, he showed some love. Let me do this. Boom, boom, boom. So usually, like when it comes to my podcast, it comes with extra promo, free promo like that. So like if they got something, let me put that on my story. Let me put that on my page.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Promo, free promo like that. So like if they got something, let me put that on my story.
Let me put that on my story. Let me put that on my page. Yo, I appreciate you, bro. We're gonna hit him with that deuce. I know it's been a little while. I know it's late when the trash man is passing by.
Oh shit!
It's already almost this time, and it's weird because they pass by like all the fucking time, the same time, like every Thursday. It doesn't fail. Like right after like
it gives you a good
11
set of
o'clock.
time when you're doing a podcast. You're like, oh
Yeah.
wait, that triggered my time.
You know, we have been on for a while.
How long have we been on?
I have no idea, to be honest with you, but we've been on for a bit.
You can't have two podcasters talking, man.
I know, man. We'll talk about fucking daily. We'd be like, yo, where the fuck's Maria with my lunch? Yeah, we had somebody named Maria here. Another fictional character that I made up, and I would always bring up the name Maria, like bring me my food, and she never brought me my food, and I talk about how she was always on payroll, but she got paid, but she never got paid, huh? She never showed up and provided services.
Nah, I definitely appreciate
Maria. Shout out to Maria.
Yeah, shout out Maria. I appreciate you having me on.
No, definitely, man. I appreciate you. It's been a long time coming. Thank you. You know,
I'm glad you're still doing it, man. I'm glad you continue.
Yeah, I kind of got my how I personally feel out of everything, because I can't get in my feelings.
Right, personal feelings
like that. I have to look at it as what it is. It is a business. It's something that can help me grow as a person when it comes to like dealing with coping of something, or dealing with trauma, or dealing with whatever.
This is
like,
therapeutic, man. This is therapeutic. Yeah. Look, you know, same time we said
it does help. It helps me adjust and creating new relationships, whether it's just networking. It's amazing. It's amazing. But bro, I'm gonna continue to support you. We're gonna continue to support each other. Hopefully we'll see each other at a show soon.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I know they have stuff going on at the Lux all weekend, and there's gonna be some holiday turkey drives and stuff like that coming up recently. There's gonna be some local shows here on the west side. I try to always show love, whether it's on the west side, north side, south side.
Right. No, that's dope.
What side did I leave out? East side.
North side, west, east side.
But yeah,
all the sides.
Yeah, all sides. So shout out to all sides. Shout out to anybody, whether they're watching on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, on X.
Shout out any people, my Jersey people.
Shout out to
tuning
Jersey
in.
People.
Know what I mean? San Antonio right here. We're on podcast. Yeah. Make sure y'all follow him. Show him some love.
Definitely.
I mean, that we're cross states. Let's do it.
I appreciate that, man. Let's go.
I move just fine, trust me. So much work for y'all. Elect me to be the third man serving y'all. Work for y'all. Cause so much hard for y'all. Hey, I feel that shit hurting y'all, but I got so for y'all. I'm setting up shop and knocking my competition. He's already said I'm gonna get you. Y'all cook like
I had the shovel and buried the old me. SATG. And fuck what you heard. We at 300 and we're on a new level. I'm on a new level.
Drink still?
Well, we got it.
It's never too early to drink.
Never.